cabs in Tracy, but only one pays you. Climb into the cash cab today, and I'll be cruising you until we get to your destination. If you get stumped, you can shout out for help on the phone or off the street, but be careful because in the cash cab, it's 3 strikes and you're out. So what do you say? Are you in? Hi, I'm your host and driver, Joseph Wheatley, and I'm going to be asking you questions on the motif of the color red in the novel Beloved. They'll start off easy, and then they'll get harder and harder as you go. As long as you answer the questions correctly, you're going to win cash all the way to your destination. But there's the catch. If you get 3 wrong, that means you're out, and you're going to have to get out of the car, even if we don't reach your destination. So what do you say? You want to play?
Yeah, sure. Sounds fun.
Alright. So what's your name and where are you headed?
My name's Jessica and I'm going to the mall.
Okay, let's begin. This question is worth $25. What was Amy Denver in search for?
Amy Denver? Oh, she was in search of red velvet, but it was like a certain shade. I think it was like carmine.
That's correct. You now have $25. This next question will be worth $50. Where was Amy Denver planning on getting the red velvet?
I know that one. Boston.
Correct again. You now have $75. So this next question could bring you from $75 to $150.
$150?
$150. What theme does the red velvet represent?
Oh, I know that too. Represents the theme of hope and like a better life.
Good. That's good. You now have $150.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Yeah, and we're almost about to reach a destination, so this next question will be worth $150. This one is a little more difficult because it'll require some evidence, but the question is, how does Morrison develop the theme of hope throughout the red velvet?
She described the velvet to Setha as something like the world was just born. Therefore, the velvet represents a new life. Furthermore, Amy desires the red velvet rather than the brown velvet because it's a brighter color. So the color red, therefore, symbolizes a brighter future for Amy Denver.
That's correct. Okay, so this will be your last question for the ride because we have finally reached a destination. This last question can either double your total or you can lose it altogether. So, how does Amy's hope serve as a foil to Setha?
As I said earlier, the red velvet represents hope for the future. In contrast to Amy's optimistic views, Setha cannot dream of such a luxurious item like red velvet. But her only hope for the future is her children.
Congratulations! You have won $300 on the cash cab.
Oh my god, thank you so much. I'm about to go spend it all in the mall.
Hi.
Hi.
What's your name and where are you headed?
I'm Linzile and I'm headed to my friend's house. It's on 124 Bluestone Road.
Okay, so are you ready?
Yeah.
This first question is worth $25. What did Paul D call the rooster he saw?
I know this one. It's Mr.
Mister, that's correct. Okay, the next question will be worth $50. What did Mister make Paul D question?
I'm not really sure about this one, but I'll take a guess and say it's...
I just want to remind you that you can shout out for help on the phone or on the street.
Well, I guess I'll just call a friend. Hello? What did Mr. make Paul D question? Okay, yeah. Okay, thanks. Made him question his manhood.
Your friend is correct. So this next question will be worth $75. How do Paul D and Mister differ?
Well, you'd think a person would have more freedom than an animal, but in this case, Mr. had more freedom than Paul D. Mr. was allowed to be and say what he was, but Paul D was continuously oppressed by slavery.
Okay, So since we've pretty much covered all there was to say about Mr. and we haven't reached a destination yet, we will move on to the next set of questions.
Okay.
Okay, so right now you have $150. This next one will be worth $25. What does Paul D's tobacco tin get replaced with after sleeping with Beloved?
A red heart.
A red heart, correct. How did this replacement of the tobacco tin to a red heart affect Paul D?
Well, Beloved awakened the red heart and forced Paul D to have feelings that he wanted to leave behind. Although Paul D was defeated by the ghost, his realization of his vulnerability reminded him of his feelings. The repetition of red heart emphasized all of his sudden release of emotion and memories since being repressed since his days as a slave at Sweet Home.
I like how much depth you went into that question. You must really know your stuff.
Yeah.
And for that you get an extra $50.
Yay, more money.
Okay, so that's all we have time for. We've reached a destination. Here's your money.
Thanks.
Okay, time for the next player. Who will it be? Looks like there's a kid out there who needs a ride. Hey kid!
Yeah?
Wanna come play a game?
My parents told me not to talk to strangers.
You'll get a lot of free money.
Did you just say money?
Yep.
Sure, I'll play.
Alright. Okay. So your first question is worth $1.
Okay.
And so the question is, what does Stampede find under his boat?
I don't know, maybe algae?
Ooh, is that your last and final answer?
Yeah.
Sorry, but that was wrong. The correct answer is a red ribbon. 1 strike, 2 more to go, okay?
Okay.
And you're walking to school.
Okay.
Next question is, what was attached to the red ribbon?
A present?
That's incorrect again. It was attached to a bit of hair clinging to its scalp from a girl that was
Ew.
probably lynched. Yeah. So, this is your last strike, so try really hard to think about a really good answer before you start to get out of the car and start walking to school, okay?
Okay.
The question is, what does the red ribbon symbolize?
I don't know. To be honest, I never even read the book. I just came here for the free ride and money.
Oh.
But thanks for almost taking me to school. Bye.
No problem. Okay, so the answer is that it symbolizes the violence that slaves went through during their time in slavery, for those of you watching at home. Even slaves that escaped slavery still suffered in their freedom. Hi.
Hi.
What's your name and where are you headed?
I'm Lindsay and I'm going to Starbucks.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a couple of questions and each is worth $50.
Okay.
And the more answers you get correct, the more money.
Got it.
So get 3 wrong and you'll have to get out of the car, okay?
Okay.
First question is, who killed Beloved?
Setha.
Correct. Why did you kill her?
Because school teacher and his nephews were going to bring her back to the plantation, and to save the children from the terrible life of slavery, she attempted to kill them all, but she was only able to kill one of them, and that was before Stampede stopped her.
Correct again. So the next question is, do you know the significance of the bloodshed that occurred?
Well, when Setha killed Beloved in order to save her from being put into slavery, it was not only about a child being lost to violence, but also about the 60 million plus slaves that died in captivity during this time. Beloved represents the horrors that all slaves went through at the time.
Well, we've already reached your destination, so this will be your last question. What is the significance of the relationship between blood and milk in Beloved?
Well, I don't think I know this one, but I think I'll just ask someone on the street.
Okay.
Hey, have you read Beloved?
Yeah, I actually have.
Well, can you answer this question?
Sure.
What is the significance of the relationship between blood and milk in Beloved?
I know that after Beloved died, Denver drank her mother's milk along with the blood of Beloved. So this incident can explain why Denver feels the need to be connected to the ghost when she appears. Denver has a part of Beloved inside of her. So the blood creates a permanent bond between the two.
Okay, so are you gonna use her answer as your final answer?
Yeah, well, anything's better than what I was thinking.
You're correct!
Oh my god, thank you.
Congratulations, you just won yourself $200.
Oh my god. Thank you so much.
Hi.
Hi, look who it is.
Hey. What's your name and where are you headed?
I'm Maria, and I am headed to Starbucks because they just want to mess up my drinks, like 6 times. So.
Yeah, of course. So you probably already know the rules of the game, so I can begin by asking you the first question. Are you ready?
I am.
When Setha, Denver, and Paul D went to the carnival, there was a trail of what type of flowers?
Roses, duh.
Roses, correct. Okay, so the next question is, up and down the Lombard fence, Paul D noticed that old roses were dying. Do you think this had any significance?
Of course. This little detail was so important because as the roses were dying, Paul D, Denver, and Setha were creating their new life together, and they did this by going to the carnival and talking to the other townspeople, or the people in the community or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And their old life of seclusion and isolation was dying, just like the roses.
Perfect.
Yeah, roses are like the worst kind of flowers ever.
Yeah.
Just gonna put that out there. Yeah.
They're pretty cute. So, do you see any significance or importance in that it's Paul D who noticed the flowers?
Well, I found that very interesting how earlier in the novel, when Paul D discovers Setha's scar, he's able to further understand Setha's story and their physical contact, which enables them to reconnect. Also, when they go to the carnival, Paul D and Denver get closer as Denver realizes that there's more to life than just staying at home. So I think that Paul D gave Setha and Denver hope for the future.
Again, perfect.
Well, just like me. No.
The next question is, what is repeated multiple times in chapter 22, which is narrated by Beloved herself?
A hot thing, just like me.
Perfect. Okay. And do you know who Beloved was talking about when she was saying that?
Could have been Setha, her mother.
Oh, wow, you're like really good at this, aren't you?
I mean, I know.
Okay, this one is pretty hard. So let's see if you can answer this question. What does the hot thing represent?
I believe a hot thing is the emotion or relationship that exists between Beloved and Setha. And it's rooted in love, a hot, powerful, passionate sensation. But it's also tainted with Beloved's anger that Setha abandoned her. So there is this sense of desperation, longing, and control in the image itself and in its repetition.
That was, again, correct.
Amazing, right? I know.
Well, thanks for riding with us. You just won yourself $300.
That's it?
Congrats.
Oh.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Okay, I'll take it. No.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Ta-ta. Thank you for tuning in to Cash Cab. And you never know, we might come to your town next. So tune in.